This is the first and probably last time that I'll ever get to say these words, but let's talk about vampire zombies from space. Knew I'd fuck that up, but anyway, here with us is the writer himself, Jakob Skrzypa. Have I got that right?
Yeah, wow. You're the first person ever to say it right. So
My God.
congratulations.
Well, in fairness, it does look like your name is a bunch of Scrabble letters. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's a good name for a comedy writer too. I guess you might get a lot of amusement. Do all of your interviews start that way? Like, what is your name?
Oh yeah. Not just interviews, like childhood in the classroom. Anytime the teacher's like, Jacobs, I'm like, yep, that's me.
How many pieces of mail have you gotten with the correct name?
Very few. Very
Yeah.
few.
Computer had a meltdown.
Yeah.
Man, this low budget indie B movie of yours is seriously fantastic. Like it's fucking hilarious. I reckon it's the best example of the genre since Lost Skeleton of Cadavra and Hundreds of Beavers. It's sort of in that ballpark, I would say, even a bit of Forbidden Zone. So congratulations. It's been getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for those compliments. Those are great films you mentioned, and I don't know if we're quite up there, but appreciate the compliments nonetheless. It's been a pretty crazy journey going. This was just a super indie film. A group of friends kind of came together to make, and having it travel all around the world. I mean, even to be talking to you in Australia is like we didn't necessarily think this movie would go much further than our hometown. So it's been pretty cool.
Well, tell us a little bit about the journey because I read somewhere that you started writing this back in high school.
Yeah, if the juvenile humor didn't give it away, yes. Initially, while I was in high school, I'm a massive fan of Mel Brooks and Monty Python, and around my second year of high school, I found the films of Ed Wood, and I saw Plan 9 from Outer Space. And as I was watching it, I was thinking, like this, a bunch of second year high schoolers could make something that looks comparable to this, and there's a lot to make fun of here. So we wrote a script. I wrote a script based on essentially what you saw in the film is the core story of that original script. And then me and a bunch of friends got together on weekends trying to put it together, filming it on like mini DV tapes. And then our director of photography accidentally deleted all the footage,
What?
which it's to try and get a bunch of high schoolers to commit to like several weekends of work is no easy task. And then yeah, like all these years later, I found a physical hard copy of that script and brought it to my writing partner, Alex Foreman, and we're like, let's review this and just like see how much we've improved as writers, like how bad we were back then. And we started laughing, like, oh, there's actually some like funny stuff in here. So we spent about a year revising it into the version you saw, and then brought that to Mike Statsko, the director, and yeah, now it's out.
Was there ever a point where you wanted to direct it?
Yeah, that was certainly the plan initially, but at the time when we had optioned the script, we didn't really have a way of getting it made, and we brought it to Mike, and he really liked it, and he's like, "Look, guys, I'll make it, but I only make stuff that I direct." And we're like, "You know what? Sure." So we kind of became a trio at that point, and let him direct it.
Very
I want
cool.
you to I want you to know that I fired my agent after I saw this film because I told them that if there was ever a movie where there's a serial masturbator running around and
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not him, then he's fired. So
yeah.
That was
Maybe
some.
maybe in the sequel we can
yeah,
we can get.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Look, there's
hasn't
always
finished. He hasn't finished.
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go. That's a tagline for the film. That's great. Yeah.
That's some inspired casting. Like, was that character in your script, or was that just a brilliant way to shoehorn Lloyd into the movie because you could get him?
Well, no, the character was definitely in the script. That's our intelligence level. Yeah, the character was in there from the start, and Lloyd was pretty much a no-brainer. Like he was, once we thought of that idea, Lloyd was the guy. And I used to do some editing remotely for Trauma, and like kind of knew Lloyd a little bit, so that helped that I was just able to kind of reach out directly. And I was in his film Shakespeare's Shitstorm as well. I have a little cameo. So yeah, it was really nice to get him out there, and we're super honored and excited to have somebody like of his caliber involved with the film, and same with Judith O'Day and David Liebehart. Like we got all these great cult cameos from kind of different eras of film as well, which was really really neat.
Absolutely.
Did he supply his own jizz, or did you have to? Was that a
Yeah, well, like we had to get him there, but then he did the
right?
final. Yeah,
He does
he
that
did
at
the final.
conventions all the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I reckon, like, spoof movies at the moment are starting to make a bit of a comeback. You had The Naked Gun, and of course, Fackham Hall is coming out. But generally, I feel like they've been few and far between for a very long time. What spoofs in general inspired you to start writing? I know you said Mel Brooks and that, but like, were there
Yeah.
particular films that really, did it for you?
Yeah, certainly. Spaceballs is the movie that made me want to make films. I remember being like maybe 7 or 8 years old, coming home from a family vacation and flipping through the TV, and I saw what I thought was Star Wars, and I was like, "Oh, great! I'm gonna watch Star Wars. This is awesome." And then I saw the giant like can of jam hit the radar, and it blew my mind. I was like, "You can just like make fun of something that exists? That's amazing." Um, so that was like my first like recognizing what a director, because then I started watching other Mel Brooks films and I recognized like similarities. I was like, oh, okay, so this is a director. This is what they do. And like,
Mm,
so certainly Mel Brooks type spoof is more my style.
yep.
I think the Big Gun is hilarious, but I think with Mel Brooks films, you could argue you could strip away all the jokes and there's still a story underneath
Yes.
it. Like it
Mm,
wouldn't be the funniest thing, but there is a story, and it's not the most character-driven thing in the world, whatever, but there's a story. Naked Gun, you strip away the jokes, there's nothing. So I'm more of the camp of like, let's have a really good story
yep.
and then have crazy, fun, stupid humor on top of that versus just like joke, 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 joke. There's a world for both. I'm glad both exist, but with Vampire Zombies, the goal was kind of to do that, where
Yep.
there is a bit of a story, and a lot of people have said how surprised they were that like it wasn't just joke. Like it's very funny. I don't want people getting the wrong idea. It's a super dumb, funny comedy, but there's an actual story underneath it too, which is kind of surprising from the title.
Yeah, exactly what you said about Mel Brooks is correct. Like, not only story though, but he puts so much emphasis in the production value. Like, there's just as much energy goes into creating these massive, elaborate sort of environments. I feel like you guys have put a lot of investment into your backgrounds and environments. As cheap as they are intentionally, it's a really good looking film.
But
Oh, thank
I,
you.
I guess my question is, were they actually that cheap? Because now you would just CGI everything. How
Yeah.
hard is it to do this, bats on strings and stuff
Yeah.
like that? Like that's not easy.
No, it's surprise like to a stupid degree because we would film actual like rubber bat on a string on a green screen, but then when I would edit and I would shrink that down and try and like put it somewhere, you'd lose about this much of where there should be string. So we actually CGI'd like extra string. So it's like it was such a dumb workflow. So where we did use CGI was by and large to make it look almost dumber, but there's also a very fine line between what was supposed to look dumb and cheesy and what was supposed to look like shockingly good. And that juxtaposition was kind of the inspiration of the idea for me was like, what would happen if you took a real miniature UFO, added a digital beam, had a practical explosion, and composited all of those together, and what's the result? And that was really exciting. So we really tried to work together to make sure we used a lot of miniatures, a lot of as much practical as we could, really.
Mm.
Uh, the only thing we couldn't do practically just because of time and money was the leg fight. There were a couple shots where it's CGI. But if we had all the time and money in the world, that would have been stop motion. Like it would have
Yeah.
been a stop motion,
Yeah.
like paralyzed, like
Yeah,
running around. But
that's what's always upset me when I used to go to the Astor Theater when they do like the giant Gila monster or robot monster from outer space, and people would laugh not
Shits
at
me.
the jokes but
Shits
at
me.
the I'm like I just turn around like you guys could do any better, you
yeah,
sons of
Well, not
bitches.
only that, like, contextualize this, you fucking
Like it's
dickheads.
not easy. None of this stuff is easy.
yeah, it's surprisingly hard to make something this stupid looking
Yeah.
look decently good. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Were
Yeah.
you like completely surprised? Did like the quality of the final product exceed your expectations? Because I just watched it. I was in my element, man.
Yeah. In a weird way, no, just because I like my writing partner Alex and I, we've been working together for a decade. And so, sorry, I'm gonna let my dog out, but I'll still keep talking. You're watching my dog.
Perfect.
Um, we've been writing together for a decade, right? So we've kind of grown to trust each other's instincts, and if it makes us laugh is kind of our rule, then probably someone else out there is going to laugh and enjoy it. Um, so we always felt that the script worked and that it was fun, and that there was a way we could pull it off. So I'm not necessarily surprised with how it turned out, but the reception to it and the fact that it goes outside of our friend group, that I can be, I've gone to like Argentina and these places watching with subtitles, and it gets the same laugh that me and my 10 friends watching it would get. That's been really, really surprising. Not so much how it turned out or the product, but the reception, the fact that it relates to so many people in all these different countries, has been really surprising.
Amazing. I just want to do a bit of a tangent here for a second. When we interviewed the director of Good Boy, we never got to meet his dog. What kind of dog do you have?
Oh, I have a German Shepherd.
Oh, the best.
Yeah,
I love them.
she's great.
Yeah, hopefully he makes a cameo appearance. We love it.
Yeah, well, the dog in the film is named Lady in Vampire Zombies, and that's my dog's name. So
Oh,
a name cameo anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing, amazing. So you came up through like sketch comedy, and you were part of a duo, Fun Uncle. I've watched quite a few of your
Yes.
videos, and they're
Oh,
great.
oh boy.
They're hilarious, man. I find it fascinating when people that come from sort of that background eventually jump into features. They go for these type of movies. Like we had one down here recently called The Emu War, similar kind of background with the filmmakers. Why do you think that is? Why do you think this sort of genre lends itself well to you guys?
I think by and large, comedians are people who say they're funny people, whatever. I think deep down they don't take themselves too seriously or are afraid to let anyone think they take themselves seriously. So it's very easy to go, I'm going to take a stupid idea and then make it really good. And it's kind of the expectation that like, oh, this guy's funny. Like, I don't think he can make like a real film or a serious film. So I think probably comforting to know that like, if someone's like, oh, I didn't like X, Y, and Z about the movie, it's like, well, yeah, it's called Vampire Zombies from Space. What do you expect? Like, it's a dumb comedy. So I think if you're in the sketch comedy background, then you're typically used to writing, short, quick, just funny content, right? So to sustain a feature, this is something that the director Mike really helped us with, is like figuring out what are those story points that's going to extend beyond the first, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. So, I guess to answer your question, I think comedians typically go for something that is a little safer if you're jumping from sketch to feature. And the dumber the idea, the lower the stakes, the safer you're feeling there, I
That
guess.
might
I
be
don't
the
know.
key right there.
Yeah, yeah. That's very psychological. I've been rewatching The Sopranos, so I'm thinking a lot of therapy and psychology. And
Did you have something to say there, Ben?
nope.
It
No,
looked like you
I
were
was
about
no,
to.
I was just laughing along. I was just in my head. I was just thinking about that the parody of the Sopranos theme song where he gets the gabagool, and
yeah,
that's
oh, it's great. The video game donkey, right?
yeah,
Yeah, it's so funny. Me and my fiance sing that to each other
yeah.
sometimes.
Woke up this morning. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's great. It's hilarious.
I'm wondering, aside from Spaceballs, what are some of your favorite Mel Brooks films? What do you reckon? Like, if you were to rank the top, say, three.
Top three. Okay, well, Young Frankenstein, I think is his best film. I don't think it's his most entertaining film,
Hmm.
but it's by far his best, like on a technical level. I think Young
Yeah.
Frankenstein is the best. Blazing Saddles is his best on an entertainment level. It
Yep.
is by far his best film. And then I would say Spaceballs.
Yeah,
So
yeah, sweet.
yeah.
What do you think of like everyone likes to shit on Dracula Dead and Loving It. I feel like it gets a bad rap. Like Ben does this every time I mention it. I reckon it gets a bad rap. It's like it's a companion to Young Frankenstein. I think it had really good intentions, but something went wrong along the way. Do you like that movie as much as I do anyway?
Um, I don't dislike it. I'll say that. I don't.
Mel
I
won't be
don't
watching.
dislike
You
it.
can say.
I don't think Mel Brooks's mum likes the movie as much as
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do, Glenn.
I don't dislike it. I think it was just again we talked a moment ago about safe bets. I think for him it was just like, hey, I'm getting older. Like I could do the same thing with Dracula that I did with Frankenstein. And what he didn't have was Gene Wilder, because Gene
Yeah.
Wilder co-wrote Young Frankenstein, and it really shows. Like you can
Yeah.
really tell. So I think. And again, to really tie this together, I think Dracula Dead and Loving It is a lot of jokes with not that much story,
Mhm.
right? So the jokes work and the jokes are there, But do I want to like go rewatch that thing that just kind of falls hollow because it's only jokes? I remember the parts I like him hammering the thing and all the blood coming up is great. Or when he's telling the one like, "You sit down, you stand," like
Yeah,
that's great. But the rest of the like as a whole movie, it's not my favorite of his.
that's all right. My heart breaks a little bit every time we talk about that movie.
Yeah.
Just don't get him started on Caddyshack 2. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a reason that Happy Gilmore 2 was essentially a remake of Caddyshack 2, mate. It's because it's quality.
I, that's my fault. I apologize.
Awesome. Well, mate, we'll let you go in a moment, but just before we do, we like to pick the brains of the people we talk to and just ask what their favorite films in general are. What kind of movies, one, inspired you as a kid, which I think we've been through, but just now you watch for pleasure.
You mean like newer movies or like all-time
Anything like,
favorites?
when you got your downtime, you sit on the couch with your wife. What are you watching?
Ooh. Um,
And do you have the same taste? Because me and my wife, I tell you what, we do not.
yeah, you know what's great is she really loves movies and she's willing to put up with a lot of stuff. Like if I want to watch whether it's like a dumb Adam Sandler film or like a 4 hour like Tarkovsky film, she's like, sure, I'll try it. Like which is cool. Um, I think I'll just list some that I really love. I mean, the original Exorcist is one of my favorite films of all time. Once Upon a Time in the West is incredible. I like a lot of 60s and 70s stuff. Life of Brian, Monty Python, Borat, I think is hilarious. Um,
Did you enjoy
Goodfellas,
Repossessed?
I was about to say that.
Repossessed.
It's the Leslie Nielsen factor. They should neither of them should have had Leslie
Yeah,
Nielsen.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just that scene where Reagan piddles on the floor and the mum rubs her face in it.
yeah,
Like that to me is like that's an eternal joke. I don't remember 90% of the rest of the film,
yeah, yeah,
but that
yeah.
scene,
Yeah, at
Oh
least
man.
got one thing right. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, man, now you've gone and added a movie into the legacy of spoofs, and it's a really fun one. Loved it, and I hope everyone listening, if they've never heard of it, they go and track it down. I'm wondering too, before we let you go, will there be bloopers anywhere? Like, is this a movie where because it's all these friends making a movie that you're giggling more than you normally would?
You know, we are releasing a Blu-ray and there are some deleted scenes on there, so that's really cool. As far as bloopers, we actually had to be very efficient because we had no money. We had like a single Canadian toonie to make this movie. And just we had to be like we were shooting like 40 setups a day. So with that like kind of high stress environment, there weren't a ton, like there are some bloopers that are funny, but surprisingly there actually isn't enough to make like a whole blooper reel.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we tried just like we would just cut and move on. Like we
I'm
gotta
watching
go.
it. I have no idea how you kept straight faces with some of that stuff
Yeah.
that's going on, especially like suck 'em off and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
did
no,
have,
I'm so glad you guys like the film and to anyone listening, it's a great film with 12 or 13 beers and a bunch of your mates. It's just a fun time, right? Like there's no message, it's just like crack a beer and have a fun night watching a
dude.
really stupid movie. It's just entertainment. It's
I was gonna say I hope it really opens some big doors for you because when I was watching it, what came to my mind was how Trey Parker and Matt Stone started with Troma with Cannibal, and like you're in that ballpark, and I hope it does
Oh,
big things
that's
for
a
you, dude.
huge compliment.
Yeah,
Trey and Matt are like two of my idols as well, so
yeah.
that's a very big compliment.
I did just want to ask. It just actually made me think of it, which is kind of. I think we've kind of gone over it this a little bit. But were you worried when you were writing it that the references to a lot of like films would be beyond the viewing audience now who wouldn't know what the Wild One was or any of those Gila Monster, those kind of films.
Yeah, certainly. I think though the goal was never to necessarily make like a direct parody of any one thing. Because even for us, it isn't like one movie, but it's like every 50s B movie was based in some small American town. So like
Yeah.
there was a little bit of that worry, but I think we trusted there's enough people who know like what an old movie looks like. And really that's all you need to know is like do I know what an old movie looks like? Sure. And then go in. Obviously, it's going to reward the viewer more who has seen like them and all these, 50s B movies, right? But what has been really cool to that point is I've had some people who are like 20 or younger come up to me in wherever, Austria, somewhere, and say like, I've never watched a black and white film before. This is really cool. So I like that, some people are coming for the comedy and then discovering like, oh, there's like a whole, 100 years of film I can now go
Yeah.
watch that I was totally closed off to before.
Yeah. I mean,
So comedy is
it
kind of providing an access point in some ways.
to a degree, it does ruin almost every movie you love because then you're like, oh, so they were ripping off
Yeah.
Yeah,
this?
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Indiana Jones is just this?
Also, Ben,
yeah.
we couldn't do what he does because if some kid came up to us and said they'd never watched a black and white film, we'd just get angry.
Yeah.
Just get
Oh no,
angry.
like it did. I had to like suppress that, right?
Yeah.
But the way I look at it is rather than get angry, I'm like I was giving them some suggestions, like, well, start with this one, then go here, and
Yeah.
like
You got to
so
check
I'm
out the
hoping.
Blob, even,
Yeah, the Blob was a big inspiration. The original Blob movie was a huge inspiration for this.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Cool, man.
So
All right.
somewhere in Austria, there's a girl hopefully watching black and white movies.
Yeah, that's right.
He's hacked into, was it TCM or was it, the TCM channel and is
Yeah, yeah,
watching
Well, I
away.
mean, Young Frankenstein, that's a good place to start. All right, man.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for making time for us. Like, yeah, you've made a movie that's definitely, in our wheelhouse. We love this stuff. It's what we talk about on the show. So thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you guys. Really appreciate the positive words, and I'm glad you liked the film. Thanks for having me.
Puncture marks in the jugular, and yet the heart still ticks.
The dead have awakened.
There's a lot of strange things happening in your town.
The saucers have landed. And if the bats on strings don't get you, the vampires will.
How the hell does this happen? Just last week, our biggest issue was that guy who jacks off everywhere.
Vampire zombies from space.
You can't shoot these things. You cut them in half, you got two of them. You gotta drive something straight through their heart.
Like a vampire.
Bingo.
Dracula's back with his most dastardly plan yet.
We've already begun to infect the weak humans of Marlowe.
Now, it's up to an unlikely band of heroes to save the world from vampire zombies from space. A new comedy better than Casablanca, Citizen Kane, and all the Minions movies combined. Don't miss your chance to see Vampire Zombies from Space.
I hope you don't expect too much action.